Think about the last thing you bought online. Not the expensive one, the small one, the one that felt harmless. Not the car, not the vacation, the $19 gadget, the "it's only $19" excuse. Now ask yourself, do you still use it? Or is it sitting somewhere, quietly forgotten? Most people don't overspend because they lack discipline. They overspend because their brain is wired to say yes too quickly. And in a world where checkout takes seconds, too quickly is all it takes. Today I want to show you a simple rule that creates distance between impulse and action. It's called the 72-hour rule. And once you understand why it works, you'll start seeing your spending decisions very differently. Online shopping is designed to rush you. Only 3 left. Sale ends tonight. People are buying this right now. That's not random. It's designed to trigger the instant reward trap. Scarcity increases urgency. Urgency reduces thinking. And your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do. Grab rewards now. And it works. A US survey of 2,000 adults found the average person spends about $314 per month on impulse purchases, roughly $3,800 per year. Some reports based on the same survey estimate the annual total even higher at around $5,400. Not investments, not essentials, impulse buys. And here's the painful part. 74% of people admit experiencing buyer's remorse, almost 3 out of 4. It's a predictable outcome. So if you've ever bought something at midnight and regretted it the next morning, you're not bad with money, you're human. Because when a reward is immediate, your brain's dopamine system lights up and logic takes a back seat. Dopamine doesn't care about your budget, it cares about novelty and anticipation. That's why so many people end up with unused gadgets, clothes with tags still on, and subscriptions they forgot about. Small decisions, repeated often. So how do you fight a system designed to rush you? You don't fight it with willpower, you fight it with time. The 72-hour rule is simple. If something is non-essential, you wait 72 hours before buying it. That's it. No budgeting spreadsheet, no guilt, no extreme frugality, just 3 days. 3 days sounds small, but psychologically it's powerful, because most impulse decisions don't survive time. The 72-hour rule is designed to catch regret-filled late-night impulse buys before they happen. It interrupts emotion at its peak. After 3 days, you ask 2 questions. Do I still want this? And does this actually fit my priorities? Notice the shift. Not can I afford it, but does this align? If the answer is yes, buy it guilt-free, because now it's a decision, not a reaction. And if the answer is no, you didn't miss out. You quietly protected your future money. Now, here's the important question. Is the 72-hour rule just a clever trick, or is there real science behind it? There is, and it's been studied for decades. In behavioral economics, there's a concept called temporal discounting. It means we automatically value rewards less when they're delayed. Not because we're irrational, but because we're wired that way. The future feels abstract. The present feels real. In laboratory studies, when people are given a choice between $50 now and $100 later, a large percentage choose the smaller reward just to get it immediately, even when waiting clearly gives them more. That's not stupidity. That's human psychology under immediacy. Brain imaging research shows why. When a reward is available right now, areas linked to dopamine, the brain's reward chemical, become highly active. Immediate rewards light up the emotional system, but when a reward is delayed, regions linked to planning and self-control become more involved. In simple terms, buy now activates emotion, and wait activates calculation. And here's the key finding. The subjective value of a reward literally drops as the delay increases. In other words, time changes perception. The item doesn't change, your valuation of it does. Impulse buying feels small in the moment, but small decisions, repeated often, compound.
And here's the uncomfortable pattern researchers see. When people regret purchases, the most common reason isn't that it was too expensive, it's that they didn't need it in the first place. That means the real loss isn't just money, it's misalignment. Money spent without intention. Now think long-term. Every dollar spent impulsively is a dollar that never had the chance to earn interest, buy assets, reduce stress, or increase freedom. Money has opportunity. Impulse removes opportunity. Impulse spending doesn't usually destroy wealth overnight. It quietly slows it down, year after year. Now, if waiting before buying sounds unnecessary, listen to this. Governments literally built laws around it. In the European Union, when you buy something online, you legally have 14 days to cancel it. No explanation required. You can change your mind. That's not generosity. That's policy based on predictable human behavior. Why? Because regulators recognize something simple. People make decisions under pressure. The law literally builds in a cooling-off period. Now look at the United States. The Federal Trade Commission enforces a 3-day cancellation rule for certain sales. Again, a waiting window. Not because consumers are careless, but because urgency affects judgment. Think about that. Entire legal systems assume humans need time to rethink purchases. The 72-hour rule isn't extreme, it's conservative. Governments allow up to 14 days. You're choosing just 3. So how do you actually use this rule in real life? Not in theory, not in a perfect world, but in real life with notifications, flash sales, and one-click checkout. Here's how. Step 1. Define non-essential. This rule is not for groceries, medicine, or urgent repairs. It applies to gadgets you suddenly want, clothes you didn't plan for, limited time deals, and upgrades that aren't urgent. If it wasn't planned in your monthly budget, it qualifies for the 72-hour pause. Impulse usually lives outside the plan. Step 2. Don't close the tab, delay the checkout. Add it to cart, or better, save it to a wish list. Then walk away. No debate, no overthinking. You're not denying yourself, you're scheduling the decision. The rule starts the moment you feel the urge. Step 3. Write it down. Open notes and write the item name, price, date and time, and why you want it. This slows your thinking and forces clarity. When reasons are weak, they collapse under light. Step 4. Wait the full 72 hours. Not 24, not I slipped on it, 3 full days. Because urgency rarely survives 3 sunsets. Flash sales end, emotions settle, and that spike fades. Step 5. Reevaluate with 2 questions. Do I still want this? And does this align with my priorities? If the answer is yes, buy it. No guilt, no second guessing. Because now it's intentional spending. If the answer is no, delete it. No drama. You didn't lose anything. You gained clarity. Clarity is financial power. Step 6. Increase the waiting period for bigger purchases. For purchases above a certain amount, maybe $300 or $500, extend the rule to 7 days. The higher the price, the longer the pause. Big money deserves bigger reflection. Step 7. Track impulse avoided. Create a list called Money I Didn't Spend. Every time you don't buy something after 72 hours, write the amount down. At the end of the month, total it. That number becomes motivating, because progress you can see is progress you repeat. You're no longer restricting yourself, you're accumulating power. Why this framework works? It doesn't rely on willpower, it relies on structure. You're not resisting temptation in the heat of the moment, you're postponing it, and postponement weakens urgency. That's the system. Simple, practical, repeatable. So you're not bad with money, you're human. Your brain prefers rewards now over rewards later. That's biology. But biology is predictable, and anything predictable can be managed. The world is optimized to make you click. One-tap checkout, limited time offers, artificial urgency. You don't need more discipline, you need more distance.
3 days of distance between emotion and action. That's what the 72-hour rule gives you. Big difference. I've linked the research and sources in the description if you want to verify everything yourself. If you found this useful, subscribe for more evidence-based money ideas. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.